All right, so we're looking at a couple things today. We're looking at level design, and we're also looking at making Lazarus afraid when he's trapped. So let's first, the first step here is to create the sprite. So you say create sprite. I'm creating a new sprite. What's the sprite that I'm trying to import? Well, again, we go out to our shared folder. I'm out in the S drive, let's say, and we want this one, Lazarus afraid. See, he's not smiling anymore. He's kind of like going, oops. And then he blinks, I think. He realizes he's in a bad situation. So that's the one you want to create. And just like the other animated sprites, we have to remove the background. So let's give this a name first. We'll just call it SPR Laz Afraid. Okay. And then once we have that, we can edit the image. And remember, the way you remove a color is you use this tool. You click that. So Chase, can you quiet down, please? Thank you. All right. So we have all of this stuff. We're just getting rid of, see, that's Lazarus blinking. You'd be surprised how something as simple as making a character blink makes it look alive. All you got to do is make the eyes blink, and then it looks like a real character or a real thing. Okay? Okay, so now that we have the sprite, up to this point, what we've been doing is we've been creating a different object for all the different states of Lazarus, but we want actually this one just to change the sprite because we still want boxes to fall on its head. And if you remember, in the controller doesn't draw boxes unless you have a standing Lazarus. So we're going to just switch the sprite to this. But the question is, when do you do that? And then how do you detect it? So what you have to do is go to Object Laz Stand here and go to the step event. Okay. Now in the step event, well, all we do up to this point is if there's not a box underneath Lazarus, then Lazarus falls. That's what we're doing here. Okay. But we have to do a little bit more now. The first thing, and this might seem a little bit silly, but we want to change the sprite to Laz Stand because that's the normal way Laz should be. So let's find that. Let's find that command. Yeah, we're looking for change sprite. So I'm going to just type in sprite. Yeah, maybe set sprite. That's what we want. So set sprite. Make sure that's first. Okay. We're in Lazarus's step event. Do you guys have internet now? Okay. Oh, wow, that's good. So and the sprite we want to do is the afraid sprite, that one there. No, actually, no. We want this to be this normal standing sprite. So that's this one. So normally he's going to be happy, right? Because he's not going to get squished, right? But then later on, we might determine that he needs to be afraid. So how do we do that? Well, we're going to do this same command, if object at place, but we're going to do it 4 times. Well, I guess there is a simpler way, but oh, for frame, just put it 0 because it's not animated. So, so then let's find that command. Oh, there. Okay, it's inside that window. Okay. Boy, I really dislike this interface. Okay, so let's find that out. This is if object at place. That's this one. Okay. And we want to put it at the bottom of this thing, so it's after. Okay. Make sure it's not there, but right there. Okay. Has to be connected this way. And we're just going to ask 4 questions. The questions are pretty straightforward. Yeah. What are we looking for? Well, again, we're just looking for walls. Remember that all the boxes, the stationary boxes, are walls as well. And we have to look to the right, and then look to the right and up, and then look to the left, and look to the left and up. And the way we did that before is we say 40 for x relative, 0 for y. That's looking for 1 box to the right. If that's a wall, then we do this again. Drag this to the right side of this if statement. So if that's true, then we check this other thing. Again, we're looking for a wall. And here, 40 and then negative 40. Remember, y is upside down, so you always have to flip that over. And they're both relative. Did I say negative there? Can't see it. Negative 40. Should be negative 40. It's not liking it, though. Hang on a second. Oh, there's 2 negatives there. It's just really small. Okay. Negative 40. No, not that. So now we have the right side done. Now we have to do the left side. So again, it's the same pattern. We drag it over here. Now programming is all about patterns. Once you get into a pattern, things start to flow. Patterns, yeah, I like patterns too. So we're looking for a wall again, but now we're looking to the left, so we have to subtract from x. So we say minus 40. And y is still 0. And then the last one is up and to the left, so that would be here. Again, we're looking for a wall. And we say minus 40 on both of them. Minus 40. Minus 40, because that's our grid size, minus 40. So in English, what are we saying? Well, let's zoom out a bit. Right. So if this is true, if there's a blocks to the right, and then up and to the right, and to the left, and up and to the left, all these are ands, right? If all of those things are true, then Laz needs to be afraid. So what do? We say, Sprite again. And we're going to set this Sprite here. Drag this onto the right side of the last if statement. And what are we setting it to? And we say, Laz afraid. And then that's it. Okay, so every frame, this step event's going to be called. It's going to check this every time. And if Laz needs to be afraid, he should be afraid. Let's try it and see. That one? Oh, yeah, the stand one. We want to make the default stand, and then if it finds out later in the event handler that it should be afraid, then it'll switch it to afraid. You won't see that because nothing changes until you get to the draw event. Yeah, so let's try it and see if I can make Laz afraid now. So Lazarus. Oops. Okay, I just want Lazarus to be afraid. Oops, I shouldn't do that. Try again.
Is it normal that the boxes will get out of the line?
No, and I've been trying to figure out that problem. Why does it do that? Okay, so here's Lazarus afraid right here. Oh, he's not afraid. Why isn't he afraid? So it didn't work. Ooh, that's bad. Did yours work? Okay, mine didn't work. Why didn't it work? Did I forget a relative? I forgot relative on the last one. Okay. Okay, so let's try again. Okay, so Laz is afraid now. Squished, okay? You'll note too that my Lazarus is behind the box. You can't see the squishing part because it's behind. Yeah, you'd only have that problem if when Lazarus gets drawn. See how my Lazarus gets drawn last? Well, it should work. Maybe it needs to be the other way around. Yeah. Okay, I'll show you in a second. Let me finish this though. So I'm going to drag this up to the top and see if that solves the problem of the overlapping sprites. I don't want to create another layer, so I'm putting that there. Let's see if it's listed first, does it get drawn last? I don't know. See, what I want is when last gets squished, see, you can't see it. So that didn't work. So maybe drag it all the way to the end. Okay, so I'm going to put it right here. And what I'm trying to do is get Lazarus to be drawn last. But we're switching objects, so let's just let him get squished. Still no. Yeah, so that worked in the other class. It's not working here. Okay, so that's one I'll have to think about. A couple other problems as well, but we'll try to get those solved in a bit. But at least now we have Lazarus. He can be afraid now. Okay, so that's an afraid Lazarus. What is still left to do? Well, there's level design, right? How many levels do we need? We need 10 levels. We're not taking care of lives or score. That's fine. And then we need to add the sounds, okay? So let's look at sounds real quick. Let's take a look at how do you add the sounds. Well, we haven't really added much sound to our game. We've done it a little bit, but not much. So again, we're adding some sounds to the game. So say create sound. And what sound are we going to create first? Well, I'm not really sure. Let's see what sounds are available. How do you load it? They've changed the window, so here. They make it really hard to see. Okay, so let's look at what sounds we have. I guess the first one is the move sound. Okay. Let's play it. We'll call it, just like everything else, we want to make sure to give these meaningful names. So SND_move. So we have our sound. How do we hitch it up to let's listen to it real quick. Boy. Yeah, so that's the sound. So where do we put that? Well, we got to put that in anytime he moves, right? So that would be, trying to think if there's a way to do this. The sound is always going to be saying, it's going to be coming from Laz anytime he presses the left key or the right key, but only when he's jumping. If he can't jump, then we don't want to play the sound. So here's the wall. We're checking to see if we're on the ground. Why are we doing that? So if there's a wall underneath us, then we check to our left and right. So if there's a wall there, then we can jump. So we have to put it in these changed instances, right before the changed instance, or maybe after. So we just want to play the sound. So we have to get that command. So let's type in sound. Sound. And we want to do play audio. And we'll put that on the top of this one, okay? Play audio. We'll play our move sound. Don't press loop. If you press loop, it just goes over and over again. So we just wanted to play once. Yeah, and then same thing here on this one. Right before the change instance, we want to play the sound because we know we're moving now, so we play the jumpy sound. And again, don't click on loop. You won't like it. Okay, let's try it and see if we... Yeah, what if you do like it? Yeah, that'll be your background music. Oh, it's laggy. Why is it? So, no, it's not. It's only doing my left side. It's not doing the right side. Huh, okay, so why didn't that work? I put it here. I said sound Laz move. It's exactly the same. I said 0. Oh, I see. It's looking left. Oh, we're looking at the left one. We didn't do the right one. That's why. Yeah, we have to go to the right key as well. Sorry. So I just did left. That's why it only works on left. Okay, so right, same thing. We got to do the same thing on the right side. And again, we're just playing that sound anytime we move, just before we change objects. Now there's a question, if it was after change instance, would it still work? Because you're changing instance, that means you switch to another object. Does it do any more code? Let's just do that experiment, because that's something I've been trying to figure out. Yeah, I would say safe too, but I just want to try this to see if we hear it. Because if it changes instance, then I'll never get to this code. At least that's what I think. Let's see. Yeah, see, it doesn't actually change instance until a little bit later, so it doesn't really matter the order here. But just to be safe, I would put it first. Okay. And then same thing here. You say sound move. And now it should be making that noise going back and forth. Yeah, so completely annoying. But yes, we have our first sound. Okay, next up, what other sounds do we have available? Let's take a look. So more sounds then. Yeah. Why am I doing this? I feel like Hagrid. Why am I showing you this? Hagrid always tells the wrong. He can't keep a secret. It's terrible. So there's move. Squish is good. Let's try that one. Okay, so we got squished. We have to load it. Boy, that's really hard to see. I guess I did load it already, did I? Yeah. That's squish. Okay, well, that's squish, I guess. It's like exploding or something. So when does that occur? Well, that's when a box squishes them, right? And it's when it's a falling box. We could put it in each of the falling boxes when it collides with Lazarus. But again, we have this parent class, object falling box parent. So when object falling box parent collides with Lazarus, then do it here. We only have to do it once. So let's do that. Yeah, that's the power of inheritance, or parent power, I call it. And so we want to play our sound. Recently used. Where's recently used? Play our sound. No. Squish. Okay, so there's our squish sound. Let's see if we get squished now. Yeah, okay, yeah. Okay, so we got our squish sound. Okay, other sounds. Let's keep going, I guess. Let's create a sound. We'll pick our sound. Let's say we have squished. Oh, this one, crush. Oh. Crush. Let's see what that one is. That's when a box is crushing another box. Okay, so it's kind of a clunk sound. So we'll call this one crush. So the sound we just made with the crush sound. So when do we crush things? Let's see. It's a falling box hitting another box, but the problem is it doesn't always crush. So you're going to have to do this individually. It's quite horrible. Cardboard doesn't crush anything except for Lazarus, and we're playing the squish sound, so that's okay. But the falling wood one, notice that when it hits a cardboard, it's got to squish it. Okay. See this one here? See how it's grayed out? What it's telling you is that the parent is taking care of this one. It's there, but the parent is doing it. So that's why it's grayed out. Interesting. They didn't used to have that. Okay, so when you destroy an instance of the other box, then we want to play that sound. It doesn't matter, but I would do it before just to be safe. In the old version of Game Maker, if you put it after, it wouldn't happen. They fixed that now. So we're doing the crush sound. My name is Flex. Flex crush. Why does if one like a muscular dude is always sounds like Arnold Schwarzenegger? I don't know why that is. Okay, let's see if well, the wooden boxes crush the cardboard boxes. Okay, so right here is a crush one. Watch this. Let's see, it crushes. Yeah, so that's the sound it makes when it gets crushed. So now we have to do the other boxes. So, falling metal. Well, falling metal destroys cardboard boxes and wood boxes, so now we have to do it twice. Right? So here, same thing. I probably should have copied it, but I didn't.
I was thinking the exact same thing when I got stone box.
Yeah. So again, we're playing the sound. Play sound. Where'd it go? This one. Put it there. And then I would also copy it after you get it set up. That's the crush sound. And then Control C on that, because we're going to use that same one for the other event. We did cardboard box. Now we have to do wood box. So when the falling metal hits the wood box, we'll paste it in here. I pasted it in order. So crush. Okay, so now we're done with. That's always good. And falling stone then is the last one, and that's got to do 3 different types of boxes: the cardboard, the metal, and the wood. So let's do that. And again, we're playing the crush sound. Going back here. We don't crush the wall, but we do crush the cardboard box. So let's do that. If you double click on these dialogues, they're supposed to center themselves. See that? Then you can see what you're doing. Crush. So there's a lot of these. Last one. So falling stone. Last one is the wood box. And we can play the crush down there too. Okay. Crush. All right, so we'll try it now. That should make the crushy noises everywhere. Yeah, I should. It doesn't. What is with my boxes? I'm not getting any cardboard boxes. Oh, there's a cardboard box.
It's just because you have a very lucky.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Okay, so we got sounds now. Now we need annoying music.
You're regretting this already, aren't you?
I hate this music. It's like the worst. And I was supposed to write new music for this one. I'm a musician and I write music. So what's the new music? Let's make that sound. Why? Again, this music is terrible. So if you have other music you'd like to play, that would be good. So. Okay, so there's our music. What is the music? It's more of atmospheric, actually. Here's the music.
If you're getting crushed, but also the box below you crushes, the squish animation. Oh,
Sounds like a haunted house. Oh, so horrible. So please pick better music, but that's the only music I got right now. But so the question is, when do you want the music to play or start playing? You could start it at the beginning of the game. You could start it at the beginning of the level. I think at the beginning of the level is where we want to do it. Where do we put it, though? We got all these objects. Which one would you choose, you think? The controller, yes. Controller's a good choice.
Controller because it's put on every.
Well, remember that the controller isn't in the room at the beginning. We have that splash screen. And we probably want the music to start with the splash screen.
No, the splash screen.
Okay, so let's just put it in the controller, I guess.
It's just like a break from having your ears die for a second.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, so what do we do? Again, we just play music. But this time it's a little bit different. Because it's our background music, and I'm using music term loosely, we do want to loop this because we want to hear it over and over and over again.
We have very different creative.
Oh, our creative event's not the same? Yeah, because we did some stuff that... Okay, so now we have this weird music. A little bit loud. Is there a volume control, I wonder? So if we look at the sound itself, let's go back to the sound. What I'm trying to do is trying to see if there's a volume control. This is time. There's volume, so we can turn it down a bit. Maybe half that volume. Yeah, now it's not so loud. Okay, so you can turn the volume down here, so it's not so loud. What are our other sounds? Let's just look at them and see. We have button. I'm not sure what that would be for. Oh, that's at the end. That's when the player gets the button. Yeah, we do need that one. And that's the last one. I don't want to do wall. I don't even know what wall does. So let's create another sound then. Here's the last sound. We're going to call this sound button. This is what stops the level and also stops the boxes. So when Lazarus hits the button. Okay, so we use the button sprite. And it makes a kind of a final sounding thing. Let's see. Okay, so yeah. So here's this when Laz collides with the button. Okay, so object Laz stands collides with the button. Then we want to play that sound. We want to do that every time. So we put it before. Okay, so we're trying to play the sound again. This time it's the button sound. Don't want to loop it. And now I think we finally have the game complete. Let's see. There's still some bugs to fix, so I got to work on mine to see what. Okay. Right? Okay. So that's the whole game. The last thing to do is level design, right? You need to make 10 levels. So we'll talk about level design next class period. All right. One last thing I noticed after class was over that can cause problems is if you have more than one room. The problem we have is that we put the playing of the background music in the controller's create event. So if we go to the create event, we see we're playing the music and we're looping. But remember, there's a controller created in every room. And so what will happen is the music from the first room will still be playing when you start the music for the second room. And then you get two background musics playing at the time, which sounds really awful. So what you have to do is you have to shut off the music every once in a while as well. So then the question is, well, where do you shut off the music? And there's a couple places you have to do that. Certainly when you end the level, when the Lazarus collides with the stop button, and so the object Laz stand collides with the stop button, we need to add this one, stop audio. It's not play audio, but it's just the opposite, stop audio. So let me see if I can get that on screen. Yeah, here. It's the one that has a little box there next to the speaker, the stop button. So you want to stop the music when they press the button. You also want to stop the music when Lazarus gets squished. So that would be in object falling box parent. When that squishes Lazarus or collides with Lazarus, then there too we want to stop the music. And so the music won't start on the level until the splash screen goes away, because that's when the splash screen gets replaced with the controller. And then that will start the music. And now we're stopping the music in the two ways out of the level. What are the two ways out of the level? Either hitting the stop button with Lazarus or getting squished. Those are the two ways. And that way you won't have overlapping background music in subsequent rooms of the game. Apart from that, I think that's everything. Let me save this so I don't forget. But that's one last note. We still have a couple problems to solve. We're going to talk a little bit about debugging next time. I found some answers out, and so I'll share those next time.